Good morning, y'all. It's Miss Lippy. Well, it's not morning. It's 12:15. I meant to do this recipe this morning, but I woke up, sinuses just pouring. So you're going to hear some nasally happening, but I took a lot of allergy medicine. Ragweed just gets to me this time of year and in the fall. And the rest of the year, part of the year, I'm good. But let me tell you what, my nose was running like a faucet. But I talked to you guys last Friday on the live about the word German, the word potatoes, but I couldn't get it together. So today's Wednesday. We're going to do a subscriber's recipe that they grew up on. It's been a family favorite. So, hey, y'all email me. If you have a recipe that you remember your mama, your daddy, your mama, whoever, and you remember that, send it to me. We'll cook it on Wednesdays. But the title of it is Auntie Lou's German Potato Salad. And I started to tweak it Louisiana. But I was like, no, Lippy, don't do that. Stay true to the recipe. Then also, this recipe is not only from our dear friend Miss Lou, but this is for her brother, Mr. David. So, Mr. David, if you're watching, this is for you, sir. I'm making this family favorite recipe. So, I'm going to turn the camera around, show you all the ingredients. Now, I did start the potatoes. It's very simple. All I did was take California red potatoes, boiled them till they were fork tender, okay? And I set them on a rack. As the recipe says, they have to completely cool. So that's all I did. It took about 7 minutes. They're fork tender and they're just cooling. Now I'm cutting this recipe in half, but in the description, the full recipe will be in there. But for 2.5 people, I say half, my mother-in-law's here, I didn't need 5 pounds of red potatoes. Now, it says you can use white, but the email says the California Reds are the best. So that's what we're going with. All right, let's get started. So that's all I did. I just boiled the potatoes, set them on a rack to cool. Now, let's go to the ingredients. Okay, let's start over here. Here's those potatoes. Recipe calls for 5 pounds. This is about 2.5 pounds of just California red potatoes that I boiled, fork tender, and I've got them on the rack cooling. Here, the recipe calls for 1 pound of bacon. I have a 1/2 pound of bacon that is sliced very thin. Then we have a diced onion. The recipe calls for 1 large. This is a medium sweet onion. So I just chopped the whole onion. Fresh parsley, and I went and picked this from the garden. This is flat leaf. I'm assuming you can use curly leaf, but this is a flat leaf parsley. Then we have 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. The recipe calls for a 1/2 cup. This is 1/4 cup. Then we have 1/4 cup of just water. Recipe calls for 1/4 to 1/2 cup. I opted for the 1/4 cup of water. And then we have 1/2 tablespoon of cornstarch. Recipe calls for 1 tablespoon. We're going to use 1/2 tablespoon. Pepper and salt. And it says to cook in a roaster. I pulled my small roaster out, which is a 6 quart, and I've got it set on 325 as the recipe says. I think y'all can see. Now I started my bacon in a cold skillet. If you want to be able to get bacon grease, called bacon fat, start off in a cold skillet. And the recipe, we're going to be using the drippings from this. But when we get to that point, I'll show you. So I'm just going to let this cook till crispy, the recipe says. And you want to make sure that it's in strips. Let me show y'all. This is how I just cut mine. just in strips. But start off in a cold skillet to be able to get that bacon grease. So we're going to fry this up. Okay, it's rendering a lot of that bacon fat. It's smelling. Anything with bacon, y'all, Lippy's all in. All right, let me show you what I've been doing while this has been frying. Okay, I diced up the potatoes. I peeled and diced them. Put the onions and lightly chopped the parsley. And I've added it to the roaster. That's all I done. Now, either Lippy don't know what she's doing, because we don't eat a lot of potatoes in Louisiana. Potato salad, yes, with a plain old Yukon Gold or a russet. But Miss Lou said to peel them. Well, I made a mess. But I was trying to peel them. Well, all I did was then I learned, take just a little bit of the skin. Then you can take look, I got some parsley on me. You can take your hands and that skin just peels right off. Y'all, I struggled on that first potato. I don't even know if it shows in here. It's kind of smushed. I was like, there got to be another way. Well, all I did was take the top off and the skin just pulled right off. That's why she said let completely cool, because it does work. So, thought I'd share that if y'all were thinking, well, how you gonna get that potato off? Let it cool, take the top of it, and it comes right off, y'all. Okay, I think I've got it fried crispy. I don't want it to burn. She said put the pieces onto a paper towel. We're gonna measure out 1/4 of a cup of this bacon grease. Okay, here goes the 1/4 cup of bacon grease back into the skillet. And then she says add the apple cider vinegar, which is, what did I tell y'all? This is 1/4 of a cup. I couldn't remember, guys. And then she said combine the cornstarch. And like I said, I'll have the recipe in the description. She said combine the cornstarch to the water, which is basically a slurry. Okay, we got our slurry going. Then she says add it in. And what we're going to do is we're going to thicken it. Let me turn my fire up a little bit. We're going to add a little bit of salt. That's all she said to use, was just salt and pepper. So I used about a teaspoon. About a 1/2 teaspoon. All right, we're just going to bring this up until it thickens. There you go. It has thickened. It didn't take long at all. Ooh, I can smell that apple cider vinegar. Okay, we're going to go in with our bacon pieces. This is what she said. So I poured all the drippings in. I don't want to miss any of that goodness. Okay, I'm going to fold it together lightly. I don't want to tear the potatoes. All right. 325 for 1 hour. Oh, look at this. It smells amazing. It turned out totally different than what my mind said. Here goes. I'm going to try this German potato salad. To be more specific, Auntie Lou's German potato salad. Yo, and right before I taste this, I know some of you new ones that may find this recipe, and you may not understand what I'm about to say. Check out some of my videos. We were supposed to do a gender reveal on the chicks. Well, my friends, I asked the grandchildren. Well, I didn't ask them. I told them what I was going to make a video of. They about had a fit. They said, no, Let it be a surprise. We want to be surprised when they grow. Y'all, I had, to do what the grandkids asked. And I understand where they're coming from. I really do. So, we're all going to have to wait and watch them grow because I can't go against what the grandchildren asked. All right. Oops. I want to get a little bit of everything. Here goes. It's nothing like I thought. Seriously. I was worried about the vinegar. I don't understand it. I'm not tasting vinegar. And it may be because it had to cook an hour. I'm picking up on the onion. It almost has like a warm dressing. Well, hence vinaigrette dressing. So I guess I am tasting a little of the vinegar. That bacon is coming through on the back end. She said that this pairs well with ham, like a baked ham. And you serve it warm. This is good. I don't know what I'm picking up on, because that bite was different. This is good. Y'all got to try this. Make sure, because I understand now. Let me show you why. See, the potato held together, okay? Because I was thinking, well, why couldn't I just peel them, cube them, boil them till they're just fork tender? But that's not what the recipe said. The recipe said leave them whole, boil till fork tender, put on a rack because you want air. And literally the skin came off. They held their shape. This is really, really good. Mr. David, this is for you. Lippy's going to make this for her family. On a get-together. This is out of this world. Wow. I'm going to put the recipe in the description. Remember I told y'all I had allergies? It's 2:20, and as the day progresses, I'm realizing it's not allergies. I think I have a summer cold coming on because 2 days ago, I was mowing and I hit a couple of spots that was just pure dirt, trying to mulch some old pine straw. And I think it got me a summer cold going. So, y'all say a little prayer for me. I'm going to go take some medicine and see if it won't dry this up. Because as you can see, I'm starting to look like Rudolph now. My nose is red. But this is one to keep, guys. This is one you need to try. So as always, God bless. Stay safe. And I'm going to see you on the next one. This is really good.